Our planet is a breathtaking mosaic, where vast expanses of wilderness stretch beyond the horizon, each landscape a living canvas painted by the forces of wind, water, and time. In these wild worlds, the land itself breathes and pulses with life, every contour shaped by ancient cycles of sun and rain. As dawn breaks, golden light spills across the savanna, igniting the tall grasses and revealing the silhouettes of lions stretching after a night's hunt. In the wetlands, a silver mist hovers above the water, where alligators glide silently beneath the surface, their eyes just breaking the mirror-like calm. Deep in the ancient forests, wolves emerge from the shadows, their coats dappled by shafts of morning light filtering through the canopy. Here, every creature is a master of its domain, honed by countless generations to survive and thrive. Wildebeest gather in vast herds, their hooves drumming a thunderous rhythm as they migrate across the plains, while crocodiles lie in wait at riverbanks, perfectly still, blending with the reeds. In the forest, a wolf pack moves as one, communicating with subtle glances and gestures, their senses attuned to every rustle and scent. The Masai Mara's endless grasslands are alive with movement, herds on the march, predators on the prowl, and scavengers circling above. In the Everglades, the river of grass stretches to the horizon, its labyrinth of waterways sheltering ancient reptiles and a chorus of birds. Croatia's wild heart beats in its primeval forests and crystalline rivers, where waterfalls tumble over mossy stones and otters slip through the clear currents. Every moment in these wild places is a delicate balance, a dance of survival and adaptation. Antelope graze with ears twitching, ever alert to the whisper of a stalking predator. Fish dart through tangled roots, evading the sudden snap of a reptilian jaw. In the forest, a wolf teaches its pups the secrets of the hunt, passing on the wisdom of the wild. These worlds are woven together by invisible threads, water flowing from mountain to sea, seeds carried on the wind, the silent communication of animals sharing the same territory. Each species, from the smallest insect to the mightiest predator, plays a role in the intricate web of life. Watch as the lioness crouches low in the grass, muscles coiled, eyes fixed on her quarry. In the swamp, an alligator waits with infinite patience, sensing the faintest ripple. The wolf pack circles, working together with silent precision, their strategy unfolding in perfect harmony. The tapestry of life is rich and vibrant, but also fragile. The edges of forests fray, wetlands shrink, and the balance is easily tipped. Animals adapt, shifting their ranges, changing their behaviors. But the challenges grow with every passing season. The wild world faces threats from beyond its borders, encroaching fields, polluted waters, and the subtle, relentless changes in climate. The boundaries between wild and tame blur, and the ancient rhythms are disrupted. Yet hope endures. New life emerges in the shelter of the wild. Saplings push through the soil, and the first cries of newborns echo in the dawn. The resilience of nature is profound, its capacity for renewal boundless. This is the story of the wild, a story of struggle and triumph, of beauty and brutality, of the endless dance that sustains the living tapestry of our planet. In these untamed worlds, the spirit of life endures, fierce and free, shaping the destiny of Earth itself. In the southwest of Kenya, a land of breathtaking scale and beauty unfolds. The Masai Mara, a realm where nature's drama is played out on a stage of endless horizons and golden light. The landscape is a tapestry of rolling savanna, dotted with acacia trees and the distinctive silhouettes of termite mounds, natural watchtowers for predators and prey alike. These mounds, built by tiny architects, become vantage points for lions and cheetahs, and shelter for countless insects and reptiles. This is no flat, monotonous plain. The Mara is a dynamic ecosystem of sweeping valleys, rocky outcrops, and life-giving rivers. stretching over thousands of square miles and seamlessly merging with the Great Serengeti to the south. Here, habitats shift from open grasslands to dense thickets, each supporting its own community of life. The plains are alive with movement. Vast herds of wildebeest and zebra sweep across the grasslands, their migrations triggered by the rhythm of the rains and the promise of fresh grazing. These herds are the lifeblood of the Mara, sustaining predators and scavengers in a delicate balance. The Mara River, a winding artery of life, snakes through the grasslands. Its banks are patrolled by ancient Nile crocodiles, some stretching over 16 feet, lying in wait for the unwary. For many animals, the river is both a source of life-sustaining water and a formidable barrier, where every crossing is a gamble between survival and predation. The river's character shifts with the seasons, from a gentle, meandering flow to a raging torrent after the rains. Floods reshape the land, carving new channels and dictating the movements of the herds. Along its banks, lush greenery flourishes, attracting elephants, antelope and birds in a seasonal dance of abundance and scarcity. This is the kingdom of the big cats. Lions, the undisputed apex predators, roam the grasslands in powerful family groups called prides. Their golden coats blend seamlessly into the dry grass, making them masters of stealth and ambush. Lionesses, the pride's primary hunters, work together with remarkable strategy. They fan out, using the cover of grass and the terrain to stalk their prey, often targeting the weakest or most vulnerable in a herd. Their cooperative hunts are a testament to the power of teamwork in the wild. Elsewhere, in the dappled shade beneath acacia trees, the solitary leopard reigns. A master of stealth, it uses the high branches as vantage points for ambush and as larders to store its kills, safe from scavengers. Its spotted coat provides perfect camouflage in the shifting light. The Mara is a world of astonishing diversity. Over 95 species of mammals roam these plains, from the towering giraffe to the diminutive dik-dik. Herds of elephants, led by wise matriarchs, traverse the savanna in search of water and fresh forage, shaping the landscape as they go. Giraffes, the gentle giants, browse on thorny acacia leaves, their long necks giving them access to food few others can reach. Cape buffalo graze in formidable herds, their size and strength a deterrent to all but the boldest predators. Baboons and other primates forage nearby, ever alert to the dangers that lurk in the grass. Above, the sky is alive with more than 570 species of birds, eagles soaring on thermals, storks wading in marshes, and vibrant bee-eaters flitting among the trees. Each species, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, plays a vital role in the intricate web of life that defines this unique ecosystem. Predator and prey are locked in an endless cycle of pursuit and evasion. The great migrations bring opportunity and peril, as herds must cross rivers teeming with crocodiles and navigate grasslands where lions and cheetahs lie in wait. Every day is a test of survival, shaped by the ever-changing rhythms of Africa's grandest stage. Each year, the Masai Mara transforms into a living stage for one of nature's most breathtaking spectacles, the Great Migration. From July to October, a relentless surge of life sweeps across the plains, as millions of hooves drum the earth in a ceaseless march. Over 1.5 million wildebeest, joined by hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles, move northward in search of fresh grazing and water, driven by ancient instincts. This journey is a test of endurance and survival, where every step is shadowed by danger. The thunderous sound of millions of hooves creates a living pulse, echoing the urgency of survival. The journey's climax arrives at the Mara River, a formidable barrier teeming with hidden threats. Herds gather at the water's edge, their numbers swelling as tension mounts, each animal sensing the peril that lies ahead. The air is thick with dust and anticipation, punctuated by the low grunts and snorts of wildebeest. Often it is the zebras who first brave the river, their boldness sparking movement among the hesitant herds. Once the first leap is made, a torrent of bodies surges forward, animals plunging into the churning water in a desperate bid to reach the far bank. In the chaos, the sheer mass of animals offers some protection, as predators struggle to isolate a single target amid the frenzy. Yet beneath the muddy surface, unseen dangers lurk. Nile crocodiles, some stretching 20 feet long, lie in silent ambush, their eyes just above the water, bodies motionless and waiting. These ancient predators have waited all year for this moment, perfectly attuned to the rhythms of migration. As the herds plunge in, crocodiles explode from the depths, their jaws snapping shut on legs and necks with bone-crushing force. With a violent twist, they unleash the death roll, spinning their prey to tear flesh and subdue resistance. The river becomes a maelstrom of struggle and survival, where only the strongest and luckiest emerge on the far side. For many, the journey ends in the swirling, muddy waters. On the far bank, survivors regroup, their bodies marked by exhaustion and the scars of the crossing. The migration's aftermath breathes new life into the savannah as herds graze on fresh grass and the ecosystem flourishes. Grazing herds trim the tall grasses, encouraging new growth and maintaining the delicate balance of the plains. The fallen become sustenance for lions, hyenas, and vultures, ensuring that every life lost nourishes others in the web of survival. The Great Migration is a vivid testament to the cycles of life and death, a river of vitality and danger, where every creature's fate is shaped by instinct, resilience, and the eternal struggle to survive. Far from the African savanna, at the southernmost tip of Florida, sprawls a wilderness unlike any other on Earth, a living tapestry of water, grass, and sky. This is the Everglades, a vast, slow-moving river 50 miles wide, yet often only a few inches deep, gliding silently from Lake Okeechobee to the sea. Here, water is the architect, shaping a landscape that breathes with the pulse of the seasons. The Everglades is not a swamp, but a river of grass, an endless expanse of sawgrass prairies that shimmer beneath the subtropical sun, their slender blades swaying in the humid breeze, creating a sea of green that stretches to the horizon. Protected as a national park since 1947 and honored as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Everglades safeguards one of the planet's most intricate and fragile ecosystems, a sanctuary for life in all its forms. The landscape is a subtle mosaic, where each habitat blends seamlessly into the next. Wet prairies, sloughs, tree islands, and mangrove forests, each supporting a unique web of life. The freshwater sloughs, deeper ribbons of water winding through the grass, are the arteries of this ecosystem. Here, alligators glide silently, and schools of fish dart beneath the surface, while wading birds stalk the shallows in search of prey. Flanking these sloughs are the marl prairies, where thin, chalky soils support a sparser growth of sawgrass and wildflowers. In the dry season, these prairies become vital feeding grounds for herons, egrets, and ibises. Scattered across the watery plain, tree islands, known as tropical hardwood hammocks, rise just a few feet above the water, their canopies forming emerald oases in a sea of grass. Within these hammocks, gumbo limbo, royal palm, and wild tamarind trees create dense, shaded refuges. Here, white-tailed deer browse quietly, and the elusive Florida panther slips through the undergrowth, a ghost in its last stronghold. Along the coast, where fresh water meets the salt of the Gulf of Mexico, mangrove forests take root. Their tangled branches and roots form a living fortress at the water's edge. Mangroves, with their stilt-like roots, are marvels of adaptation, thriving in salty, waterlogged soils where few other trees can survive. Their roots anchor the shoreline and create labyrinths for aquatic life. Beneath the surface, these roots shelter countless juvenile fish, shrimp, and crabs, providing a nursery for the next generation of marine life that will one day fill the open ocean. The mangrove forests are also nature's shield, absorbing the force of storm surges and hurricanes, their dense root systems holding the land together against the relentless tides. In the Everglades, water is both creator and destroyer. Its seasonal rhythms, rising and falling with the rains, shape every life and every landscape. From May to November, torrential rains flood the prairies, transforming the land into a vast, glittering expanse. In the dry months, water retreats, concentrating life in shrinking pools where alligators, turtles, and birds gather in a struggle for survival. This eternal cycle of flood and drought is the heartbeat of the Everglades, driving migrations, breeding, and the delicate balance of predator and prey. In this world of water and grass, beauty is found in the quiet moments, the rustle of sawgrass, the flash of a heron's wings, the silent glide of an alligator. Here life endures, woven together in a tapestry as rich and vital as any on earth. In the shimmering, sun-dappled waters of the Everglades, the American alligator reigns supreme. This ancient reptile, armored in rugged scales and equipped with a powerful tail, glides silently through the wetlands, perfectly adapted to its aquatic domain. The alligator is a living relic, a direct descendant of the age of dinosaurs. Its presence is not only a testament to survival through millennia, but also to its role as a master architect of the Everglades ecosystem. When the dry season arrives and water recedes, alligators become engineers, using their snouts and tails to carve out deep pools, gator holes within the parched landscape. These excavations are more than just shelters, they are lifelines. Gator holes retain precious water, forming isolated oases amid the cracked earth. Here the alligator finds refuge, but so too do countless other creatures. Fish dart through the cool depths, turtles bask on muddy banks, snails cling to submerged roots, and wading birds gather at the water's edge. The alligator's handiwork sustains a vibrant community, ensuring survival for many during the harshest months. In its quest for survival, the alligator becomes an unlikely guardian, fostering coexistence among species that might otherwise perish. Yet, beneath this role as a provider, the alligator is a formidable predator. It waits, motionless, every muscle tensed beneath the surface, a master of patience and explosive force. With only its eyes and nostrils breaking the water's surface, the alligator becomes nearly invisible, camouflaged as a drifting log. It can remain in this state for hours, waiting for the perfect moment. When an unsuspecting bird, fish, or even a deer approaches the water's edge, the alligator explodes from its hiding place with astonishing speed, jaws snapping shut with bone-crushing force. For larger prey, the alligator unleashes its signature move, the death roll. Twisting its massive body, it subdues and tears apart its catch, a display of raw power inherited from its ancient ancestors. Through these hunting behaviors, the alligator keeps populations of fish, birds, and mammals in check, maintaining a delicate balance within the wetland. Beyond the watery realm, the high ground of pinelands and hardwood hammocks belongs to a far more elusive hunter, the Florida panther. This rare feline moves with silent grace, its tawny coat blending seamlessly into the dappled shadows. The Florida panther is a unique subspecies of cougar, perfectly adapted to the subtropical forests and swamps of South Florida. It seeks shelter in dense foliage, resting during the heat of day and emerging as dusk falls. With only a small population remaining, the panther is a true phantom of the forest. It moves alone, rarely seen, its presence revealed only by fleeting tracks in the mud or a glimpse through the morning mist. The panther is a solitary and stealthy hunter, most active at dawn and dusk. It stalks its prey, primarily white-tailed deer, using cover and silence, then launches a powerful pounce to bring down its quarry. Survival for the panther depends on the drier, elevated islands scattered throughout the Everglades. These refuges offer safety from flooding and a vantage point for hunting. The relationship between panther and deer is a classic dance of predator and prey. By hunting the deer, the panther prevents overgrazing, ensuring the health of the forest and the survival of countless other species. The panther's hunting sharpens the deer population, removing the weak and the sick and strengthening the herd through natural selection. As a top predator, the panther's presence is a vital indicator of a thriving wilderness, its survival intertwined with the fate of the entire ecosystem. Together, the alligator and the panther embody the wild heart of the Everglades. Each has carved out a unique niche, one ruling the water, the other the land. Their behaviors, habitats, and survival strategies shape the landscape, ensuring the Everglades remains a place of untamed beauty and intricate balance. Nestled on the Balkan Peninsula, Croatia is a country of surprising wildness and staggering natural beauty. Here, nature reigns supreme, and every corner teems with life, seen and unseen. The Dinaric Alps carve a dramatic spine through the land, their limestone peaks rising like ancient sentinels. In these highlands, the elusive lynx prowls through the shadows, while golden eagles ride the updrafts, scanning the slopes for movement far below. Beneath the surface, water has sculpted a secret world. Caves and sinkholes hide colonies of bats, and underground rivers flow silently, home to the blind olm, a rare pale salamander that has adapted to eternal darkness. This vast hidden groundwater system is so pure that it supplies over 70% of the nation's drinking water. Otters slip through these crystal streams, hunting for fish in the cold, clear currents. Above ground, ancient forests of beech and fir cloak the mountains. Here the European brown bear forages for berries and roots, while wolves move silently through the undergrowth, their presence revealed only by distant howls echoing at dusk. The most famous jewel of this karst landscape is Plitvice Lakes National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1979. Mist rises from the waterfalls at dawn, and kingfishers dart over the water, their feathers flashing electric blue. Here, a chain of 16 terraced lakes is interconnected by a series of spectacular waterfalls and cascades. Frogs chorus from the reeds, and dragonflies hover above the surface, their wings catching the sunlight. The water is an otherworldly shade of turquoise, its color derived from minerals and organisms interacting with the limestone. Trout glide through the clear depths, while water lilies bloom in sheltered coves. Over millennia, natural dams of travertine, a type of limestone deposit, have formed, creating the barriers that separate the lakes. These ever-changing formations provide shelter for aquatic insects and spawning grounds for fish. This water-sculpted wonderland is a haven for biodiversity. Over 50 mammal species roam these wilds, including bears and wolves, while 321 species of butterflies flutter through sun-dappled clearings, pollinating wildflowers. Where the mountains plunge into the sea, Croatia's coastline is a dramatic meeting of land and water. Peregrine falcons nest on the cliffs, and cormorants dry their wings on sun-baked rocks, stretching for over 1,000 miles and fringed by more than 1,200 islands. The Adriatic coast is a maze of rocky coves, pristine beaches, and crystal-clear waters. Dolphins leap in the surf, and schools of fish shimmer beneath the waves. Beneath the surface, meadows of Posidonia oceanica sway with the currents. These underwater forests are alive with activity. Crabs scuttle among the blades, and cuttlefish change color in a flash to blend with their surroundings. These seagrass beds produce oxygen, stabilize the seabed, and provide a nursery for marine life. Seahorses cling to the swaying grass, and the endangered loggerhead sea turtle glides gracefully through this underwater world. Croatia's wild heart extends to its great rivers, the Danube and the Drava, which meet in the east to form the Kopački Rit wetlands. Here the water's ebb and flow creates a shifting mosaic of marshes and lakes, This vast inland delta is one of Europe's most important floodplains, a vital stopping point for hundreds of thousands of migratory birds. Flocks of storks, herons, and geese fill the sky, their calls echoing across the water. Here, the magnificent white-tailed eagle, one of Europe's largest birds of prey, soars above the marshlands, scanning for fish and waterfowl below. From ancient mountain forests where bears roam, to turquoise lakes alive with fish and dragonflies, to the vibrant seas and sprawling wetlands that shelter eagles and turtles, Croatia's wild places are a sanctuary for nature's wonders, protected and thriving, a living testament to the power and beauty of the untamed world. In the shadowy depths of Croatia's Dinaric Alps, where ancient trees stand tall and mist weaves through the undergrowth, a silent drama unfolds each dawn. The grey wolf, once a ghost in these woods, now moves with purpose, its amber eyes scanning, its paws silent on the mossy floor. In the cool morning air, a pack of wolves weaves through the trees, their bodies low, their movements synchronized, a family bound by loyalty and instinct. Within the pack, pups tumble and play, learning the ways of the hunt from their elders. Each member has a role, the lead female guiding, the alpha male watching, the yearlings eager to prove themselves. On a ridge, a sentinel wolf stands alert, nose twitching as it reads the wind. The pack's territory is vast, and every scent tells a story of rival packs, of prey, of the ever-changing forest. The wolves' hunt is a test of patience and teamwork. They stalk red deer and wild boar, their presence shaping the herds, keeping the balance between predator and prey. In winter, the pack's endurance is tested. They track a herd through deep snow, circling, communicating with glances and subtle gestures. The chase is swift, the outcome uncertain, but every hunt strengthens the pack's bond. After a successful hunt, the pack gathers. Pups feed first, watched over by the adults. Nothing is wasted, every scrap is shared, every life honored. The wolves' presence ripples through the land. By keeping herbivore numbers in check, they allow young trees to grow, wild flowers to bloom, and the forest to renew itself. As dusk falls, the pack gathers on a ridge. Their howls rise and echo, a chorus that marks their territory and knits the family together. It is the voice of the wild, a signal that the forest is whole. Along the winding rivers below, another architect is at work. The Eurasian beaver, once vanished from these waters, now glides silently beneath the willows. With powerful jaws, the beaver fells a slender tree, dragging it to the water's edge. Each branch is a building block, each log a promise of shelter and safety. The beaver's dam grows, transforming the stream into a mosaic of ponds and wetlands. Water pools and spreads, creating new worlds for countless creatures. Where once there was only a narrow stream, now frogs sing, fish dart, and dragonflies dance above the reeds. The beaver's work is slow, patient, and profound. During heavy rains, the beaver's dams hold back the flood, protecting the land. In drought, their ponds remain, a lifeline for all who depend on water. The wetlands become a sanctuary. Birds nest in the reeds, amphibians lay eggs in the shallows, and insects thrive in the lush green world the beaver has made. Herons stalk the water's edge, kingfishers flash blue and orange, and the chorus of frogs fills the night. The beaver's legacy is life itself, multiplied and sustained. The dams filter the water, trapping silt and purifying the stream. Downstream, the water runs clearer, nourishing the land beyond. Beneath the surface, the water table rises. Springs bubble up, and the land grows lush and green, even in the heat of summer. In the wild heart of Croatia, wolves and beavers shape the land in their own ways, one with the power of the hunt, the other with the patience of the builder. Together they restore the balance, weaving a tapestry of life that stretches from the forested ridges to the winding rivers below. Even in their untouched splendor, these wild havens face mounting ecological threats that ripple through every layer of life. The Masai Mara, the Everglades, and Croatia's wildlands are all experiencing profound environmental changes that test the resilience of their ecosystems. Climate change is the most pervasive force disrupting the natural cycles that have governed these places for millennia. In the Mara, erratic rainfall and prolonged droughts parch the grasslands, reducing the growth of vital grasses and shrinking watering holes. Wildebeest and zebra, driven by instinct, must travel greater distances in search of food and water, often arriving at depleted resources. Predators, too, are forced to adapt, following the herds over longer, harsher journeys and facing increased competition for every meal. In the Florida Everglades, rising sea levels push saltwater further inland, flooding freshwater marshes and transforming the landscape. As saltwater intrudes, it poisons the sawgrass prairies, killing off the plants that form the base of the food web. Fish and amphibians, adapted to freshwater, struggle to survive, while salt-tolerant species begin to take over. The loss of sawgrass alters the habitat for wading birds, alligators, and countless invertebrates, leading to cascading effects throughout the ecosystem. The Florida panther, already isolated, finds its territory shrinking as forests become fragmented by changing water levels and shifting plant communities, making it harder to hunt and find mates. In Croatia, the delicate balance of lakes and rivers is threatened by subtle shifts in temperature and precipitation, which can alter water chemistry and flow patterns. Erosion of travertine dams, caused by fluctuating water levels and increased storm intensity, disrupts the formation of new lakes and waterfalls, impacting aquatic insects, fish, and the birds that depend on them. In the Adriatic Sea, rising temperatures bleach the Posidonia seagrass meadows, which serve as nurseries for countless marine species. As these meadows die, fish, crustaceans, and mollusks lose their shelter and breeding grounds, leading to population declines. Microplastic pollution accumulates in the water, entering the food chain as plankton ingest tiny particles. Fish, birds, and sea turtles consume contaminated prey, suffering from digestive blockages and toxic buildup. Even without direct human presence, the legacy of past disturbances lingers. Altered habitats, invasive species, and disrupted migration routes continue to challenge native wildlife. Nutrient runoff from distant sources can trigger algal blooms, depleting oxygen in rivers and lakes, suffocating fish and invertebrates, and altering the chemical balance that sustains life. As these ecological pressures intensify, animals adapt in remarkable ways, changing migration patterns, shifting breeding seasons, and seeking new habitats. Yet, the shadows lengthen, and the future of these wild havens grows ever more uncertain. Across the wildest corners of our planet, a profound story of shared responsibility unfolds, one written not by humans, but by the animals and the land itself. Every species, from the largest elephant to the tiniest insect, plays a vital role in maintaining the balance of nature. Their lives are woven together in a tapestry of interdependence, each action, each adaptation, supporting the survival of others. Predators and prey, pollinators and plants, engineers and caretakers, each fulfills a unique purpose, ensuring the resilience of their shared home. Even the smallest creatures contribute, recycling nutrients, building habitats, and sustaining the cycles that all life depends on. The land, water, and air connect every living being, forming a network where the health of one is tied to the well-being of all. When one species thrives, others benefit. When one falters, the effects ripple outward, touching every corner of the ecosystem. Cooperation, adaptation, and resilience are the unwritten laws of the wild, guiding every creature in its daily quest for survival. Nature's strength lies in its unity, its ability to recover, to adapt, and to flourish through the collective efforts of all its inhabitants. The survival of the lion, the alligator, and the wolf is not just their own story. It is a testament to the power of interdependence. Each heartbeat, each flutter of wings, each ripple in the water is a promise, a commitment to the shared responsibility of sustaining life. In this world, every species is both guardian and beneficiary, bound together in a circle of care that stretches across continents and generations. The wild heart of our planet beats strongest when all its creatures work together, reminding us that true strength is found in unity and that the future of nature depends on the shared responsibility of every living being. As daylight fades and the wild world falls into shadow, a new chapter begins, one written in moonlight and silence. This is the realm of nocturnal predators, masters of the darkness whose secret lives are rarely glimpsed by the waking world. When the sun sets, their senses sharpen, and the hunt begins. In the African savanna, the leopard slips silently through the undergrowth, its spotted coat melting into the dappled shadows. With night vision 6 times more powerful than a human's, it detects the faintest movement, an antelope's ear twitch, a mouse's hurried dash. Every step is calculated, every muscle tensed as it stalks its prey with lethal patience. In the dense forests of North America, the great horned owl glides noiselessly between the trees. Its wings are fringed with comb-like feathers, muffling each beat and allowing it to approach unsuspecting rodents without a sound. Its face, shaped like a satellite dish, funnels the slightest rustle to ears honed for pinpoint accuracy. In a flash, talons strike, and another hunt ends in silence. Across the wetlands, the alligator waits just below the water's surface, eyes and nostrils barely visible. Sensitive pressure receptors along its jaw detect the faintest ripple, signaling the movement of fish or frogs nearby. With a sudden surge, it snaps its jaws shut, capitalizing on the cover of darkness and the element of surprise. Even in the arid deserts, night brings opportunity. The fennec fox, with its oversized ears, listens for the scurry of insects beneath the sand. Its pale fur reflects the moonlight, and its agile paws leave barely a trace as it digs and pounces, thriving where heat and sun would wither the unwary. Each nocturnal hunter is a marvel of adaptation, enhanced senses, specialized camouflage, and ingenious strategies forged by countless generations. In the darkness, they reveal the wild's hidden drama, where survival depends on silence, skill, and the eternal dance between predator and prey. The night belongs to them, creatures of shadow, architects of the unseen, whose secret lives are as vital to the wild as the brightest day. Their stories remind us that the wild never truly sleeps, and that beneath every moonlit sky, nature's tapestry continues to unfold. Beneath the surface of every wilderness, an unseen web stretches wide, woven from countless lives, each thread a story of survival and connection. In every ecosystem, from the sun-drenched savannas to the tangled forests and winding rivers, animals are bound together by intricate relationships that shape the fate of all. In the African grasslands, the grazing zebra and the vigilant wildebeest move in great herds, their presence shaping the very landscape. As they feed, they trim the grasses, encouraging new growth and creating pathways for smaller creatures, like the industrious dung beetle, which recycles nutrients back into the soil. When a pride of lions brings down a zebra, the feast draws in a host of scavengers, spotted hyenas, jackals, and even patient vultures, all taking their share and ensuring nothing goes to waste. In the northern forests, a fallen tree becomes a microcosm of life. Mosses and fungi break down the wood while insects tunnel through the bark. Woodpeckers and small mammals follow, searching for hidden grubs. Each decomposer, each predator, and each prey animal plays a role in returning nutrients to the earth, supporting the towering trees above. Within the wetlands, the food web is a dance of water and life. Tiny aquatic insects feed on algae, while small fish dart among reeds, snapping up the insects. Larger fish pursue the smaller ones, and wading birds, like herons and egrets, stalk the shallows for a quick meal. When the rains come and the river floods, nutrients are carried across the plain, nourishing plants and animals far beyond the water's edge. Even in the deserts, where life seems sparse, the web is tightly knit. A lizard basks on a sun-warmed rock, scanning for ants and beetles. Overhead, a kestrel hovers, eyes locked on any movement below. The cycle continues, each life dependent on another, each moment a testament to the resilience and resourcefulness of the wild. Every ecosystem is a tapestry of connections, where one animal's survival means opportunity for another. These food webs are the hidden engines of nature, driving growth, balance, and renewal. In the wild, every creature matters, and every meal is a link in the unbroken chain of life. Across the wildest corners of our planet, ancient rhythms call millions of animals to embark on extraordinary journeys, migrations that stretch across continents, mountains, and oceans. Each migration is a test of endurance, a race against the changing seasons, and a spectacle of nature's determination. On the African plains, vast herds of wildebeest thunder across the Serengeti, driven by the promise of fresh grass and life-giving rain. Their journey is fraught with peril, raging rivers teeming with crocodiles and lurking predators waiting in the tall grass. Yet, together, they press on, their movement shaping the land and feeding countless others along the way. In the northern skies, flocks of Arctic terns set out on the longest migration of any animal, flying from the frozen Arctic to the sunlit Antarctic and back again. They navigate storms and winds, guided by instinct and the stars above, tracing invisible highways across the globe. Beneath the ocean's surface, humpback whales travel thousands of miles from polar feeding grounds to warm, tropical waters where new life is born. Their haunting songs echo through the deep, a chorus passed from generation to generation, marking their journey through the blue expanse. Even in the smallest creatures, the call of migration runs strong. Monarch butterflies, delicate yet determined, flutter from North America to the forests of Mexico, braving storms, predators, and the vast unknown. Their arrival blankets the trees in living color, a fleeting miracle born of endurance and hope. Each migration weaves a story of courage and adaptation, linking distant habitats and countless species. These epic journeys remind us of the wild's resilience and of the invisible threads that bind all life to the turning of the earth and the changing of the seasons. At the pinnacle of every wild ecosystem, apex predators stand as silent guardians, powerful, elusive, and essential. These top hunters, from the lion prowling the African savanna to the orca slicing through frigid seas, hold a unique and irreplaceable role in the natural order. Their presence shapes the behavior and numbers of other species, maintaining a delicate equilibrium that keeps entire habitats healthy. On the Yellowstone plains, the return of the grey wolf sparked a remarkable transformation. Elk herds, once unchecked, began to move more cautiously, grazing less along riverbanks. This allowed willow and aspen trees to recover, providing food and shelter for birds and beavers. The wolves' influence cascaded through the ecosystem, restoring balance from the top down. In the ocean's blue depths, the great white shark reigns supreme. By preying on seals and weaker fish, sharks prevent any single species from overwhelming the reef or coastline. Their presence keeps populations in check, fostering diversity and resilience in marine communities. On the African savanna, the lion's roar echoes as a warning. Without these apex hunters, herbivores would multiply unchecked, stripping the land bare and pushing other species to the brink. Lions, leopards, and cheetahs regulate the ebb and flow of life, ensuring that no one species dominates the landscape. Even in the forest shadows, the elusive jaguar shapes its world. By hunting a variety of prey, jaguars maintain a balance among herbivores and smaller predators, allowing the jungle's rich tapestry of life to flourish. Apex predators are more than hunters. They are keystones, holding together the intricate web of life. Their strength and presence ripple outward, touching every plant, every animal, and every corner of their wild domain. Without them, the balance unravels, and the wild's harmony fades away. In every ecosystem, apex predators remind us that true power lies not in domination, but in the quiet act of keeping balance, guardians of the wild, vital and irreplaceable. Across every corner of the wild, the pulse of life beats in time with the turning of the seasons. From the icy grip of winter to the lush abundance of summer, the shifting climate weaves a powerful influence over animal behavior and the landscapes they call home. As the days grow shorter and temperatures plunge, animals adapt in remarkable ways. In northern forests, bears retreat into deep hibernation, conserving precious energy until spring's warmth returns. Herds of caribou traverse frozen tundra, following ancient routes to find food beneath the snow. Even the smallest creatures, like frogs and insects, burrow deep or enter a state of suspended animation, waiting out the cold. When spring arrives, a surge of life transforms the land. Rivers swell with melting snow, awakening salmon that swim upstream to spawn. Birds return from distant continents, filling the air with song as they build nests and raise their young. Forests and meadows erupt in a riot of green, offering food and shelter for countless animals. In arid deserts, the seasons bring dramatic change. With the first hint of rain, seeds long dormant burst into bloom, painting the sands with color and drawing out hidden animals. Reptiles bask in the sun's warmth, emerging from rocky shelters to hunt and mate. Tropical realms, too, are shaped by the cycles of wet and dry. Monsoon rains flood riverbanks, creating temporary lakes that teem with fish, frogs, and wading birds. As the dry season returns, water recedes and animals gather at shrinking pools, forging delicate alliances and fierce rivalries over every precious drop. Every habitat is finely tuned to the rhythms of climate. The timing of migrations, breeding, and even the shedding of fur or feathers is dictated by the subtle cues of temperature, rainfall, and sunlight. For wild animals, survival means sensing these changes and adapting, sometimes in ways that have been honed over millennia. As the seasons turn, the wild world transforms, revealing the profound connection between climate, habitat, and the creatures that call it home. In this endless dance, nature's resilience and ingenuity shine, reminding us that every heartbeat in the wild is in harmony with the rhythms of the earth. In the theatre of the wild, every predator's pursuit is matched by the cunning of its prey. Survival here is an endless game of hide and seek, where the smallest adaptations can mean the difference between life and death. Across grasslands, forests, and deserts, prey animals have evolved remarkable strategies to outwit their hunters. On the open savanna, herds of impala move as one, a living wave of motion. At the first sign of danger, their ears twitch, muscles tense, and in an instant they spring into action. Zigzagging at high speed, leaping in unpredictable arcs, they make themselves difficult targets for the fastest cheetah. Their agility is their shield, their alertness, their armor. In the dense forests, the snowshoe hare relies on camouflage. Its coat shifts with the seasons, from rich brown in summer to ghostly white in winter, blending seamlessly into the background. When a lynx draws near, the hare freezes, trusting stillness and invisibility to conceal it from searching eyes. Beneath the waves, schools of sardines swirl in dazzling formations. This synchronized movement, known as bait-balling, confuses predators like dolphins and sharks, making it hard to single out any one fish. The power of the group becomes a fortress, turning vulnerability into strength. Even the tiniest creatures have evolved extraordinary defenses. The bombardier beetle, when threatened, unleashes a rapid-fire burst of boiling chemicals from its abdomen, deterring attackers with a cloud of heat and noise. In the desert, the horned lizard can squirt blood from its eyes, startling coyotes and other would-be predators just long enough to escape. These adaptations are not just about running or hiding, they are about reading the landscape, sensing danger and reacting in a heartbeat. Each prey animal is a master of its own art, tuned by generations of survival to outmaneuver the hunters that share their world. In this silent contest, the wild is shaped not only by tooth and claw, but by the grace, speed, and ingenuity of those who must always remain one step ahead. For every predator's hunger, there is a prey animal's hope, a testament to the endless creativity of life on Earth. Across every continent, water is the silent architect of life. Rivers, lakes, and hidden springs carve their way through landscapes, weaving together the destinies of countless creatures. For the wild, water is more than a resource. It is the foundation upon which entire ecosystems are built. At dawn, herds of elephants emerge from the dust, their massive forms silhouetted against shimmering watering holes. Here, antelopes and zebras gather, sharing a rare truce with wary predators who also come to drink. The water's edge is a meeting ground, where life's needs momentarily outweigh the instinct to flee or to hunt. Beneath the surface, aquatic worlds teem with life. Frogs chorus from the reeds, their calls echoing through the cool morning air. Fish dart between submerged roots, while kingfishers dive with dazzling precision, snatching their breakfast from the ripples. Tiny insects skate across the water's glassy skin, feeding the birds and bats that swoop at dusk. In arid deserts, a single pool can mean survival for miles around. Giraffes bend their long necks with awkward grace, mindful of lurking crocodiles. At night, secretive leopards slip from the shadows to lap quietly, their presence betrayed only by a ripple in the moonlit water. Water shapes the rhythm of migration. Wildebeest and caribou travel vast distances, drawn by the promise of rain and renewal. When rivers dry or lakes shrink, entire populations shift, searching for the next lifeline. Without water, the wild falls silent. But where it flows, life flourishes in a dazzling array of forms, each one dependent on the next, all linked by the cycles of rain, river, and thirst. In the great web of life, water is the thread that binds every creature, every story, and every heartbeat in the wilderness. In the wild, survival is rarely a solitary pursuit. Beneath the surface of competition and predation, countless species have forged remarkable partnerships, alliances that shape the fabric of life itself. These symbiotic relationships, where animals rely on one another for food, protection, or even a place to live, reveal nature's genius for collaboration. In the African savanna, tiny oxpecker birds perch atop the backs of grazing buffalo and rhinos. As they pick off ticks and parasites, both bird and beast benefit. The oxpecker feeds, while its host is freed from tormenting pests. In the forests, ants march in organized armies, fiercely defending acacia trees that provide them with shelter and sweet nectar. In return, the ants fend off hungry herbivores, ensuring their leafy home thrives. Venture beneath the ocean's surface, and you'll find cleaner fish setting up stations along coral reefs. Larger fish pause to let these tiny helpers nibble away dead skin and parasites, an underwater spa day that keeps both species healthy. Even the smallest creatures play their part. Bees and butterflies, drawn by nectar, carry pollen from flower to flower, weaving an invisible thread that binds entire ecosystems together. Sometimes these bonds are life-saving. The watchful meerkat stands sentry on the arid plains, sounding the alarm at the first sign of danger. Nearby, grazing antelope heed the warning, a silent agreement between species to share the burden of vigilance. In every corner of the wild, these partnerships, some fleeting, others lifelong, demonstrate that survival is not just about strength or cunning, but about connection. The wild is a tapestry of relationships, each thread vital, each partnership a testament to the power of working together. In nature's grand design, no creature truly stands alone. Beneath the towering trees and sweeping plains, a hidden world thrives, one that hums, crawls, and flutters with relentless energy. Insects, often overlooked, are the tiny titans that shape the fate of entire ecosystems. Every patch of earth teems with their activity, ants tunneling beneath the soil, aerating it and allowing roots to breathe, beetles breaking down fallen leaves, recycling nutrients and nourishing new growth. High in the forest canopy, caterpillars and butterflies orchestrate a silent ballet. Their transformation from larvae to winged wonders not only inspires awe, but also fuels the food web, feeding birds, reptiles, and even mammals. Meanwhile, bees and wasps move from flower to flower, pollinating plants and ensuring the cycle of life continues with each delicate landing. Termites, the master builders of the savanna, raise towering mounds that become micro-ecosystems in their own right, sheltering countless creatures from the harsh sun and sudden storms. Dragonflies patrol wetlands, their agile flight keeping mosquito populations in check, while dung beetles roll and bury animal waste, fertilizing the ground and reducing disease. From the smallest aphid to the iridescent jewel beetle, insects are nature's engineers, recyclers, and caretakers. They are the silent workforce, the architects whose intricate tasks maintain balance and beauty in the wild. Without their tireless labor, the world as we know it would unravel, reminding us that even the smallest creatures can wield the greatest power in nature's grand design. In the quiet corners of the wild, hope stirs beneath the surface. Species once on the brink of vanishing are finding their way back, guided by the relentless resilience woven into the fabric of nature. The haunting song of the grey wolf echoes once more across northern forests, as packs reclaim ancient territories, their presence breathing life into every layer of the ecosystem. In the shadowed canopies, the whooping crane's graceful dance graces wetlands that had fallen silent, each wing beat a testament to nature's steadfast will to recover. On remote islands, sea turtles glide through crystal waters, returning to ancestral beaches to lay their eggs, tiny ambassadors of a lineage nearly lost, now rising with each new hatchling. In distant mountains, the Amur leopard pads silently through the snow, its golden coat shimmering, a living ghost turned symbol of survival. Even in coral reefs battered by storms and bleaching, vibrant flashes of fish dart among slowly recovering corals, as the ocean's architects rebuild their underwater cities one polyp at a time. Across prairies, forests, and rivers, the wild shows its remarkable ability to heal, adapt, and endure. Nature's resilience is never absolute. Every recovery is fragile, every life hard-won. Yet in these stories of return, we witness the enduring power of the wild, offering a promise that with time and tenacity, life will find a way, and the echoes of hope will grow ever stronger, deepening the chorus of nature's renewal.